Hi.
So last night I was at the Q&A and I know you were saying like this isn't John Wick on a plane, even though people might think that. My first thought was like Con Air because it's a bunch of people like all that you shouldn't be on a plane together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do like that it exceeded any expectation I have and was completely different than what
Oh,
I thought for you when you're undertaking something that is just kind of like bonkers right out the gate. Were you ever like worried about how someone would be interacting with it? Or were you always like, it's gonna find its audience of people who just love bonkers action movies?
you can kind of dare to dream. It's what I knew is, like Josh always says, we just want to make sure we're not making something beige, whatever that means. And for me, like I always think about the first time I saw Pulp Fiction, which just like it punched you in the face because there had been nothing out there like that. Not that I'm trying to make that, but I just know that there are certain things that are just going to cut through, certain things that are really going to work with an audience. And as long as that stays rooted in character, its story, and you're really keeping that as a North Star, I think those things are important. I know one way it won't find an audience, and that's if it's boring. So I just really wanted to go for broke. We knew we had an R rating, so it was like, screw it, let's go as extreme as the script hints at these things. It's like, let's just take it to the mat. That was the thinking.
Yeah, and it goes there. And I was not expecting, I hate the sound of chainsaws. So I was not expecting to have to deal with that in a movie on a
Uh,
plane.
Sorry.
This is the second movie this year where I'm like, and now there's a chainsaw for some
Ah,
reason. I do like that you have 6'3" Josh Hartnett fighting in a plane,
yeah.
and you have a chainsaw, which are two things that I'm like, these are not conducive for those plane aisleways and planes in general. How fun was it to kind of navigate the fact that you have tall cast members and these big props while still making it like this is a plane, the aisles are this big. You're gonna have to kind of like fight your way through all of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of part of the fun of it, like what we really wanted to go for something that was it had sort of an absurdist tone. Like I'm a huge Monty Python fan, and there was a bit about it that once you're going there, you kind of have to go all the way, So anything that adds to that is great. The fact that he is kind of oversized in this environment, the fact that it is such an impossible situation to be in, rather than having that be an obstacle, you just kind of lean into it, and make it part of the ridiculous scenario that our protagonist finds himself in.
Yeah, when you talked a little bit about you didn't want Trutho to be a damsel, and that's why you were like you were giving her a little bit more fighting, and so she could fight back. But as a short girl, I liked it because we're scrappy, and people don't think short people can fight, and it's like no, we find ways to fight,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's more dangerous. For how fun is it in that regard when you are like looking at again? I'm talking about heights because it's so funny to me that this movie has so many different kind of heights on a plane. How was it kind of navigating her height with someone like Josh Hartnett's on this plane and making those fight sequences
Yeah.
all look as beautiful as they do in this movie?
Yeah, we had to tilt the camera a lot to get them in the same frame. No, it was fun. I mean, the when you look at like her stature and like she's going to have to go up against somebody, and is that going to be an issue, right up until when you meet Charithra, and like she's scrappy. She really is. It comes through in who she is. I don't know how they got her to behave the way she does in Bridgerton because it is so far, and she nails that. But like it is so completely opposed to who she is in every way. She is just a complete ball of energy, and is amazing. I mean, she is a lot like that character, So I knew that she would bring it. And look, if I had brought it up to her and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's my character," I would have understood that. But the fact that she was like, "I am in," like she so wanted to do that, and they literally spent a matter of like maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes showing her the fight, and then she could run it. She could run the whole thing, in one go. And shooting with her, I mean, we shot that in like half a day. It's not like we gave her loads of time to get it right. Like, and even the bits where you can't see her face when she's like on the ground and he's banging her, that's her. It's all her. So, yeah, she was just a joy to work with. She sells it. She sells everything in it. That's what made it work.
Yeah, I love this movie and I like that it set up a sequel because I want one. And
Right.
I can't wait for I have to say this movie title so slow because my brain is not working. So I can't wait for everyone to see Fight or Flight I called it Flight or Flight and 20 others together. I can't wait for everyone else to get to see it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I loved it a
Great.
lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.